You know, wise man once said,
The years start coming and they don't stop 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 coming and they don't.
Okay, I'm not really sure what type of intro I was going for right there, but I felt it was necessary I weigh in on this situation. I know I promised a new animation as my next video, and that is coming. Gonna throw up some work in progress right now. But I, as a child who grew up in the 2000s, simply couldn't let this slide. So I believe around summer of last year, Dreamworks officially announced the return of Shrek. Yes, Shrek. In arguably one of the most influential milestones in theatrical animation. And when I say influential, I mean in both the good and bad ways. Shrek would set forth a formula that several other studios were trying to imitate, to varying results. You hate the dance party ending in literally every animated film? Shrek did it first.
So you did? Well, heck, I thought I was being original.
At its core, however, Shrek was a riff on the Disney formula. While Disney prioritized magic and whimsy, Shrek was edgier and in your face. Disney had original musical numbers with a grand Broadway feel. Shrek used the pop music hits of the time. In short, Shrek was a cultural phenomenon, and throughout its franchise, gained 4 movies, a plethora of holiday-themed specials, a lot more video game tie-ins than you'd think, even a spin-off franchise with Puss in Boots. But in modern Hollywood, no franchise remains dead for long. So 15 years after the premiere of the 4th, Shrek 5, baby! Though dissimilar to most cases, I can't say no one asked for this. If the succession of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is anything to go by, it showed that the franchise is still pretty well beloved, and that there were still more stories to be told in that world. That brings us to now, with the release of the casting announcement trailer. And, it's really not a good sign at all when most people's initial response to a still image was, oh, this looks like AI. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't fall into that camp, because I totally did. You remember how years ago Illumination said that they wanted to bring back Shrek? And then people started posting fan renders online of Shrek with the big bulgy Illumination eyes? It's like Dreamworks saw those and they took them seriously, because look at their eyes! It's far too early to say that this film's dead on arrival, but things ain't looking too good, man. Like, I think their reflection in the mirror is the best they look in this entire trailer. Speaking of the mirror, though, it looks like he's had a bit of work done. He must have broken and they rebuilt him with Botox mirror or something. Botox glass. Ugh. And look, I am not as bent out of shape as many are about them essentially putting TikTok in this trailer. Like, they're just swiping and scrolling through videos on the mirror. It's not like the Shrek series hasn't incorporated modern technology into the film somehow, some way before. If they've got television and fast food franchises, they can have TikTok. It's not that big a deal. A more controversial talking point would be the acknowledgement of the memes. Like, should we be worried about this? Obviously, this isn't meant to be in the final film, but like, you know how modern SpongeBob seems over-reliant on old gags and memes from the original 4 seasons? I just don't want Shrek to fall into that. They scroll a little too far and oh God! I'm sorry, that was me. My God, Donkey! The years have not been kind to you! I've heard rumblings about your marriage with Dragon getting testy, but like, have you completely left her for the dope house? Bro, you look strung out! Can't even call that bedroom hair. More like I went on a bender with my pals and woke up in the morgue because they thought I was dead type hair. I don't know where I was going with that, but you get the point. Bro, he looks like he's so good for it. He looks like he'll get you next time. And it's not like Shrek was built like an athlete before, but take a look here. In much older renders, his vest was closed. Now it's completely popped open.
Ew, Dad!
And here comes the real reason they put this out. If you remember from the 3rd and 4th movies, Shrek and Fiona had children, and the daughter grew up into Zendaya. And I'm not gonna talk too foul on Zendaya because I love her, but like, Hollywood, can we not do this anymore? It's like what's happening with that new Smurfs movie. The thumbnail is just, Rihanna is Smurfette.
Nobody cares!
Smurfs kinda ain't been relevant for years, but this is a video about Shrek, so we'll come back to that. Zendaya. Certified baddie, phenomenal actress. She's not a voice actor though. Okay? Warner Brothers had no reason pushing out veteran Kat Susi and re-recording all Lola's lines with Zendaya other than, she's a bankable name, better put her on all the commercials and posters and hoopa doopa. Alright, sorry, this isn't about Lola, this is about Shrek. On the other side of the coin though, she's probably a huge fan of the Shrek movies and was probably elated to get this part. Any qualms you have with Zendaya playing one of Shrek's kids should be lobbied at the studio, not her. Also, they had 2 boys too. Why aren't they in this trailer? Oh, cause they're not voiced by Zendaya. And then here come Fiona walking into frame and honestly still would, man. With her hair down and her I woke up like this face, like she can still get it. Being that this is the casting announcement trailer, hearing Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy and Cameron Diaz all back together again put a huge smile on my face, can't even lie. And they don't sound like they've aged a day. Keep in mind, marketing team, value every one of your voice actors, alright? Zendaya is not the end-all be-all. Also, Pinocchio's here, and it's always great to see you get
This is fine.
Like, it took me a good 25 rewatches to get used to it, but at first glance, I can see why people have a huge problem with it. It's really just the eyes on everyone, but it probably looks a little wonky because this wasn't made in-house. After Kung Fu Panda 4 and I believe Dogman, Dreamworks said that they were going to be outsourcing all of their animation. Fairly certain it's starting with the sequel to The Bad Guys and carrying over into Shrek 5. The proportions of Shrek's head feel very off. Maybe off isn't the word, it just feels like everyone's designs have been simplified. He looks far more like a big old green egg than he ever has before. In conclusion, this was a pretty shaky first impression, but it wasn't awful. Again, watch this enough times and you'll get pretty used to how it looks. Let me just say though, for a select group of people out there, you need to calm down. This is not another Sonic situation, which that might have to be the subject for another video. Because whenever we get the first look of a new movie coming out and people don't like it, oh, let's bully the studio like they did for Sonic. You completely miss the point of that entire phenomenon, and you devalue the Sonic movie franchise when you do that. Anyhow, you got till next Christmas, Dreamworks. Don't screw this up. But anyway, that's all I have to say on the topic. If you guys like this new video format, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more cool things to come. More movie reviews, hopefully more movie discussion, and very, very, very soon, animation. Until we meet again, friend.